The reason you are stuck is not because you don't have enough talent, opportunity, or intelligence. The reason why you are stuck is because you do three things every day that you don't even know. Welcome to Dr. Three Ways, the only podcast where we use the master model to transform your life. In this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how some people have been able to transform their lives while others stay stuck for years. Now, to show you what you can do from where you are right now to start moving forward. The first reason is you focus on what you don't want. Now, I love to explain it this way. When you get on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and all of that, it shows you every time you go in the things you watch the most. For instance, when I was getting ready to start my YouTube channel, every time I go to Instagram shows me mic, lighting, cameras, and all of that. Why? Because that's my focus. So the algorithm brings my focus to me every single time that I open my social media app. Now, in the human brain, we have our brain has a natural way of making us to focus. We have a system called the reticular activating system, RAS. This system helps your brain to focus. It helps you to cut out any form of distraction. It helps you to bring things that you really need, the things that you put your mind on. It helps you to see it all the time. This means that if you focus on failure, rejection, failed relationships, poverty, and all of that, that's what you're going to see all the time. On the other hand, if you focus on greatness, wins, great relationships, and everything, all your big dreams and everything, success, most of the time you begin to have ideas on how to be successful. So what I'm saying is that you can use your brain to literally filter what you want for your life. So if you are feeling stuck right now and you think that, oh, I don't have enough money, or my relationship is bad, or I don't have a purpose for my life, the first step you have to take is to start thinking about the other side, which is, I really want to have a great relationship. I want to have a lot of money. Then from there, you begin to ask questions and you begin to do what I call focused thinking. And then ask, okay, now I want to double my income. Right now, I make 60K. I want to make 120K. What do I need to do? What steps do I need to put in place? Okay, my relationship actually sucks. As a matter of fact, right now, I don't have a relationship. How do I make it great? How do I have a great relationship? Let's say you're a lady, you're a young woman in, like, let's say your mid 20s or early 20s or even late 20s, and your goal is to meet your potential, your future life partner. If you keep focusing on men as come, then guess what? I don't think you are going to meet a great man. On the other side, you're a young man and your goal is to meet, is to have a girlfriend or meet a life partner or whatever, and then you listen to the phrase, or every time you hear people say women sucks or women are crazy, and then you'll be like, I don't want to have anything to do with women because they say they are crazy. You know what? Everywhere you turn, you are going to be seeing a lot of crazy women. That's what it means. So what do you have to do? You have to flip that and believe that there are great women out there. There are beautiful women, kind women out there. And those are the kind of women you are going to begin to attract. Why? Because you are telling your brain to focus on great women. Does that make sense? So that's how it works. So the same way the algorithm works for social media to help you focus on the things you constantly think about, things you constantly search on your phone, is the same way the brain works. You can make it to refocus and then put your attention on the things that you need to do to get out from where you are, right? The second thing is you are not taking the right action. I've coached, mentored, trained thousands of young people, and a lot of times, many of them will tell me that I will ask them, so why have you not started this? They'll be like, I want to be confident. So when I become confident, when I have everything that I need, then I'm going to start. And that's not right. As a matter of fact, it's only when you act that you become confident. When you take an action, the action creates evidence and it tells your brain that, oh, you are not capable of doing it. So when that happens, the next thing is then you become confident. So when you become confident, then you will be able to do it even more. For instance, a couple of days ago, I went with my friends to do uh, uh, mountain climbing, an indoor climbing, right? I'd never done it before. So the first time I was on the rope, on the harness, and we were like, okay, it's time for you to go up. Was I nervous? Yes, I was. But was I confident about climbing? No. But I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to do this, so I'm going to give it a shot. So I climbed, I started climbing. Even though the first time I did it, I didn't get to where I needed to be, but I did something, and that boosted my confidence. That told me that, oh yeah, I think you cannot try this. And the second time I tried it, I went all the way to the top. So that's exactly what happened. When you do something, it tells your brain, it creates an evidence, and then that evidence makes you to become confident in order to even do more. So if you are feeling stuck, like right now, I'm not making enough money, or I don't have a great relationship, all you have to do is to act. So step forward, do what you've not done before. Sometimes the opportunities we are even looking for are all around us. Uh, a couple of years ago, someone called me and she was like, you know, General, I really want a relationship. I really need a life partner. I want a boyfriend that's going to be my husband, hopefully, and all of that. And I said, okay, that's fine, but have you ever really thought about it? She said, I've really been thinking about it, but not like, you know, very strongly. I said, okay, now you need to be focused. Like, what type of man do you want? She was like, oh, I want, you should have A, B, C. He's kind, he's family oriented, he wants a big family, blah, 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 blah. I said, cool, that's the first step, knowing what you want. And then what do you need to do? All you have to do is to be focused, do focused thinking on that type of man. And you can also talk to friends when you go out, be open minded and all of that. And guess what? She was talking to one of our very close friends, long time close friends. And that was like, oh, my husband's friend is actually a great guy. And he's been looking to date like a great woman. And I know you are one. We can do like a double date and, a group date, and you guys can get talking and everything. The rest is history. I think they're going to be getting married in a couple of months. So you see that. So because she has always had it at the back of her mind, she has always thought about, but she has not done focused thinking about it, and she has not taken action. So when you do focused thinking and then you take action, same with even making more money, same with having, realizing or finding your life purpose. Now, if you're just joining me right now, this is Dr. Three Ways, the only podcast where we use the master model to transform your life. If you make more money, have better relationships, and find purpose. At the end of the day, we want you to elevate your life game. The third point is your standards are too low. I don't like it when people shrink to accommodate their environment. I've heard stories from people who are in toxic relationships, and they are like, you know, I don't have anywhere to go. She's my only this, is my only that. I'm just going to cope. Probably it's going to change. Things are going to get better and all of that. And they do that for years, and things only got worse. So if you are really stuck right now and you want to move out of here and go to the next level, you have to have a standard. When your standards are too low, it allows everybody to come in. Remember how I told you about the reticular activating system in the brain, which allows ideas to be filtered, focused. Same thing. You have to do this consciously. Decide the kind of people you want in your life. Decide the kind of things you want to do, and then anybody who doesn't meet up with that standard, they're automatically going to be cut off from your life. That gives you a lot of peace. That gives you the opportunity to focus on the things that are really important to you. It helps you to cut off a lot of distractions. It helps you to take away people who are who only want to take away from you and never add to your life. So setting standards helps you to keep the bar, so that those who don't meet up with the bar are going to be out of the way, and those who are in will be able to come in, and then you can have your life figured out. Whether it's your relationship, whether it has to do with your career or making more money, or even has to do with your life generally, you have to have a standard. That's the only way you can go to the next level that you really want to be. So, in closing, this is what I'm going to tell you. You can change your life by changing how you think about something, your mindset, right? What you focus on, then the kind of action you take, and the kind of standard you have set for yourself. If you do at least one of these things, your life is going to change. And remember, it's one step at a time. I want you to apply everything I just told you to your current situation, and then send me a DM or send me an email. Send me your story, and together on this podcast, we can use the master model to further understand your situation and get some insight, and then even find solutions to it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to see you in my next video.